days since I've been back here talking to you folks. It's going pretty good. Um, Still chewing gum, not enjoying it. Realizing that there are short tempers in the house um, between my wife and my daughter, who y'all know is 16 years old. And we're really trying here. It's pretty difficult, especially with a day like this morning, which started out fine, and then a little misunderstanding became something huge, and still trying to figure that shit out. Excuse my French, but I'm just almost fed up with it. A couple things have happened since I spoke to you last. The smells have come back, meaning smells that my wife and I haven't smelled correctly for 20 years with the smoking. Smoking does change everything. It changes your taste, it changes the smells that you smell around the house. It's kind of different. It's cool opening up your closet and smelling the laundry soap when you open up your closet from your clean clothes. Um, it's really cool in that aspect. Um, Quitting smoking has been very rough on me. If you haven't been able to tell, snacking has definitely been an issue. To the point where I have honestly thought about starting smoking and waiting till spring to quit, where I had more time to go outside, take walks, do stuff outside, rather than in the wintertime. Now, trying to quit is really rough because, like I said before, I'm a stay at home dad, and it's kind of cold out to just go out and take a walk or just work in the yard. There's nothing to do in the yard, everything's dead. I'm in PA and it's wintertime, it's 30 degrees outside, and nothing's alive. You do your spring cleanup and your fall cleanup, and you mow your grass in between that, and you blow snow in between that and the wintertime. So, I don't know. I'll keep you guys informed of what goes on. I'm trying to be honest here. I know a lot of vloggers hide this part of their world and the bad part and just film the greatest thing you ever seen on YouTube. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and be completely honest with you guys here, and if it helps somebody, awesome. Uh, gum, gum brands. If you're trying to quit and you're going to use gum as a backup instead of smoking, invest in name brand. Don't try generic. Use name brand, because generic doesn't last that long. It only lasts about as long as a cigarette would, which if you're trying to kick it that way, you're good. But if you're doing it as a long-lasting thing, and you want it to last at least a half an hour, 45 minutes, get name brand. Don't skip them on yourself. If you've been buying packs of cigarettes and you've been spending anywhere between $5 and $10 a pack, in PA at least, you can spend the $2 on a pack of gum if you have to. And normally that $2 will get you 3 or 4 packs. So you can handle that. If you made your cigarettes with a machine at home, which yes you can do, and you can save a crap load of money. Making your own cigarettes, roll your own cigarettes, you can still afford to get a pack of gum, because it cost my wife and I $25 every 2 weeks to make 5 cartons of cigarettes, which would last us 2 weeks. So you can definitely go buy name brand stuff. Don't skip out on it. If you're trying to quit and you need Nicorette or something like that, You've spent the money on the cigarettes for how many years? If you need something to help kick it, just go buy Nicorette or something to help you, because you've already been spending the money on the cigarettes. So don't invest and say, I'm done. Oh, we got this extra money. We got this extra $25 every 2 weeks. What are we going to do with it? No, just invest in yourself and try and kick it. You can't, it's hard. It's hard to kick this. And my oldest son, he quit smoking, I think it was about a week ago. And he's doing fine. He's doing fine. He kicked it, no problem. No patch, no nothing. He kicked it and he's fine. His fiance, who also quit, is having just as a hard time as I am with this. Everybody's different, and nobody can say it's easy and nobody can say it's hard, because it's to me it's hard. To my wife it was fairly easy. She hasn't stated that she's having a hard time at this. So I think she's, of course, my oldest son, who I call my oldest son, is actually my stepson. Uh, I think because it's my wife and her son, the genetics or some shit, yeah, I might be going way out there, but they had an easier time than myself and my future daughter-in-law. So it's tough. Just try and kick it. And if you can't kick it, try again. Don't beat yourself up about it. And if you're trying to quit and you're watching this, just keep on going as long as you can. If you work and you work in a retail situation and you go to work in the morning and you get a 15-minute break and you get a lunch, you get an afternoon break. If you think about it and you break it down, you show up in the morning, you're probably smoking a cigarette in the car before you get to work. You get your 15-minute break. You rush and eat to get your third cigarette of the workday. You get your afternoon break, and then you leave. 5 cigarettes right there. If you can just quit those cigarettes, those 5 cigarettes, that's all you have to do. That's your habit. Your habit is waking up, smoking a cigarette, getting dressed, smoking a cigarette, getting in the car, smoking a cigarette, going to work, and smoking a cigarette before you go into work to get you through to your first break. If you can last 2 hours at work before you get your first break, you can probably kick the cigarettes. And that's stating a huge fact, because I don't have those breaks. But my daughter-in-law does. She works at a nursing home, and she doesn't even get that many breaks. So I think more for her, it's a habit. It was the habit of doing it. And I would have thought that she would have had an easier time kicking the cigarettes than me, but she didn't. It's about the same for both of us, and she seems a little bit more down and out about the whole thing than I am. I'm trying to be more upbeat about it and being more positive about it. But situations like this morning, I was that close. And if I feel bad saying it, that I almost picked up a cigarette because I don't want to disappoint anybody who believes in me that I can do this. And it's just hard because I think about everybody all the time and try and help everybody as much as I can to be the best person that I can, being a stay-at-home dad and knowing that I'm not bringing in the money, but I want to try and do the best as I can for my family without spending any money on my half. So I try and do everything so nobody has to do anything to make it worth me being a stay-at-home dad and trying to keep our world together. I hope that made sense. I'm not really sure if it did. It sounded right to me, and this is who I am. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm not anybody famous. I'm not any big YouTuber. I'm not trying to be a big YouTuber. There's certain things in YouTube I don't like. And I don't know how some of the bigger YouTubers do it, because the money has to be really good to be dealing with the crap that you see on YouTube, and it just almost doesn't seem worth it to me. I mean, if I make a couple bucks out of this, I'll be happy, but I'd be even more happier if somebody would contact me, or people would start contacting me in the comments and just saying, hey, look, I have this problem. What would you do? And I gotta tell you guys, I'm probably one of the most honest people that you'll ever meet. I will tell you the exact truth of exactly what I'm thinking, and I won't hint about it. That's the one thing that my two boys come to me for. They'll come to me for the honest truth, and they'll go to my wife for what they want to hear. Most of the time they don't like what I'll say, but it's the truth. If you say I'm trying to quit and I can't quit, I just told you, don't quit. You have to find the right time to quit. If it's not a priority and you're not dying from lung cancer, it's too late. If you're dying from something like that, it's too late. You have to quit now when you haven't been told by people. The doctors are going to tell you to quit smoking every time you go in. It doesn't matter. You could run 5 miles a day, be a smoker, and be healthy as hell, and your doctor's going to tell you to quit smoking. We know it's bad. We're smokers. We still do it, right? So, it's a part of our lives. We have to try and kick it and do the best that we can. And that's all we can do, is the best we can, right? There is no better than the best. And just contact me. If you need the honest truth, ask me a question. Just put it in the comments below. I'll answer you, I promise. I can't promise you it's going to be 10 seconds later, but I will get a notification and I will respond to you. I hope I don't get really big and people see this in the future, and then I gotta respond to all those because I said it. So I'm gonna resubmit this, and I'm gonna say I'll respond until it becomes ridiculous. Okay? So if I don't become anything and I get 10 or 15 of you, cool. I'm good with that. If I get millions of subscribers off of this, which I seriously doubt, I'm not going to answer all your asses. I'm just letting you know. Told you I was going to be honest. I'm not going to answer all you. I try not to put cutscenes in these vlogs as much as I can, unless I absolutely destroy something. Then I'm gonna cut it out, and you're gonna see edits because I'm not the best editor. I've only been doing this for 6 months, including my uploads for gaming. And those were just 15-minute segments with nothing special. That was just download it on my computer, put the intro and outro, maybe add some music, and upload it to YouTube. There was nothing big about this. So, sorry for the cough, dry throat. But, guys, just keep it in there. Just keep it together as much as you can. Everybody, you can quit. It's going to be hard. I promise you it's going to be hard. And there are some of those people out there, and you may be that person, but you won't know till you try to quit, that you're going to wake up and say, hey, I really don't need a cigarette. I don't need it. Huh. I wonder if I just wasted all that money on the habit of smoking and didn't even require it. If you think about it, it's kind of weird. The amount of money we spent on cigarettes. Now us making our own cigarettes, like I said, only costing on the average of $25 every 2 weeks to make 4 to 5 cartons of cigarettes. One of these days I'll do the math. Maybe the next vlog I'll do the math and tell you guys how much money we would have saved. And I'll go to the local tobacco store where I used to buy my tobacco and see the most expensive pack of cigarettes, which is probably still Newport's, which I believe we're selling for like $10 a pack here. That's $100 a carton if you what? Okay. Think about it. I don't even know how many come in a carton anymore. I think it's 10 packs in a carton at $10 a pack. That's $100 a carton.